All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol WKHS Workhorse Group Inc. And before I jump into this chart, I do want to state some things. And the first thing is, welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. Hope you guys find this video helpful and informative, and it means you well. To all my subscribers, I want to say thank you for your support and recognition to my efforts. I hope to continue to relay helpful and informative information from my end to your guys' end, always, and nothing less. Let's jump into this chart. So this hit a high today when it broke through resistance of $25. And $25 is the highest point in the last couple of months and the last couple of weeks. Now, I believe that $25 is also a new high for Workhorse Group Inc. in general. As of right now, but I don't want you guys to quote me on that. But I do know that in the last couple of months since July and even before that, $25 is a new high reached in the last months and weeks. So let's go ahead and zoom in and see what's important for tomorrow. But before I move this support level and resistance, I want us to pay close attention to the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is 2301. So 2301 needs to be broken through by the bulls to get back into bullish territory and start to work their way up to newer highs. Now, just because the bulls broke through that doesn't mean that they've gained control. They have to break through the next resistance, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. But I want us to see how for 1 hour the resistance was broken through and quickly the bears appeared, tearing this one below the 50-day moving average and leveling off here. The support from yesterday to today was actually used by the bulls to actually level off and not let this hit newer lows, because that support was broken through 3 times and it hit a newer low between yesterday and today. And here we are. So let's move this to its new support, and let's move this to its new resistance level. We're going to pay close attention here. So if this support is broken through, I am going to refer to the lowest points from yesterday. But before going there, let's zoom in and see what's important. So we have here our support level slightly fell below that, and our resistance. So the resistance level, this is what the bulls are going to want to break through, and that's 2397. If they can turn that into support, they can start to work their way up to newer highs. But as I mentioned earlier, the highest point in the last couple of months was $25, and $25 is what the bulls really need to break through to continue a rally and hit newer highs and new resistance levels. But before getting there, obviously the bulls are going to want to break through 2397, turn that into a support, and start to work their way up from there. By doing that, the bulls didn't just break through the resistance. They got themselves back into bullish territory and broke through the 50-day moving average, because after the closing price of 22.74 and the 50-day moving average being 23.01, then the bulls have done 2 things. They've accomplished 2 things. They've accomplished the 50-day moving average being broken through, getting them back into bullish territory, and they broke through the resistance, turned it into support, and start to work their way up to newer highs by pulling themselves further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. That's what the bulls want to do. And even if they slightly level off here, well, their goal is to continue up in that direction, as we can see there in the resistance level, and then so forth, getting further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. But until then, right now, the price is below the 50-day moving average, which is significant. Doesn't mean that the bears are winning, but the bulls need to come in hefty, and by breaking through resistance, they've accomplished 2 things. Now, if they don't break through resistance and they break through the 50-day moving average, I'd pay very close attention to the reactions of this stock and how quickly is it like moving upwards and kind of hanging out sideways, or is it dipping back again, because then you could see the tug of war between the bears and the bulls and the volatility that's going on. But if the 50-day moving average is broken through and used as support, the bulls can be well on their way to hit newer highs, but their true goal after breaking through the 50-day moving average is 2397. so that this can be further away from the 50-day moving average and start to head in an upwards direction. After closing at 2274 on the other spectrum of things, since it's already in bearish territory, if the support gets broken too, I would pay very close attention to the stock, because 2215 being broken through, this could be on its way to hitting newer lows. And the lowest points, obviously, before this bullish run yesterday was between 2177, and then the lowest point here after leveling off is 2158. So I'd pay very close attention to those numbers. How quickly or how close is it getting to 2177 or 2158? Because those are two support levels after 2215 that may be touched or broken through if the bears start to dominate this and bring this down to newer lows, further away from the 50-day moving average at 2301, and start to bring this down in a downward direction. So I'd pay very close attention to the support. I can't emphasize that enough. 2215 is important to be paying very close attention to it. Now, two things can happen. The bears could start to tear it down, and as I said, 2177, 2158 are important numbers to see how quickly is it moving down. But the bulls can reappear and bring this back up, but it's going to have to be a hefty and large amount of buys from the bulls and participation from the bulls to bring this stock back up to at least even recover over the support. But if they do that and they don't gain much further than that, and they don't reach towards the 50-day moving average, they haven't done anything. They haven't accomplished anything, because until they don't break the 50-day moving average, the bulls don't have any way of control or any sense of bullish territory. They can do anything down here, and that's great, and level off and actually stop this from hitting newer lows by recovering it, but they haven't accomplished anything until they break through 2301. And from that point forward, to really have a rally and continue to hit newer highs, they need to break through 2397, and the pivotal moment of hitting new highs unseen before in the last couple of months is breaking through $25. Hope you guys found this video helpful and informative, and it means you all well. If you feel encouraged or inclined to subscribe, don't forget to click on the bell by turning on all notifications so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And thank you guys so much for watching. And let's make some money.